Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and it's time for this week's news update video thingy. Now, first and foremost, as per usual, I will point out that I do have a booster pack of Pokemon TCG that I'm going to open up towards the end of the video. This week's going to be Phantom Forces, and as always, the TCG online code card is going to go out to one lucky viewer who participates in the question of the day, which I will give you as I open this up towards the end, so stay tuned for that if you are interested. But first and foremost, I'm going to give a nice shout out to last week's winner of the Furious Fist code card that I pulled out of the booster pack, a viewer by the name of Bryantic. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And the reason I'm giving a shout out is because based on last week's question of the day, which was, do you think I should do an in-video shout out to people that win the code cards? The majority of you seem to think it is a good idea, and I agree. I like doing a nice little throwback thing. As I said previously, I didn't really think of doing it for my own channel because I see something like that as a huge channel giving a shout out to somebody, and I think of myself as still small comparatively, but, you know, I guess I'm starting to build in the subscribers. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a moment, and I guess I got to start thinking bigger. And I just like giving a shout out. You guys are giving me support by putting comments on the videos. I want to give sort of support and throwback back to you guys. However, I did decide I'm going to go one step higher than just mentioning the name. I'm actually going to read the comment that was left as well. Now, it's kind of ironic. The majority, as I said, decided it's a good idea to put the name in the video. This particular comment says maybe it's not important. So it's kind of funny how that worked out, because of course it does a random draw of everyone who uses hashtag QOTD who receives the code card. And this is the comment that actually received. So Bryantic says, I think it's worth it, just as a way for people to be like, huh, I have a chance to win a pack and I'll leave a comment. That sort of thing. But all in all, good content, keep it up, man. So thank you very much, Bryantic. I appreciate your support and your compliments there. So he's saying that basically, you know, not necessarily needing a shout out, like winning the code card is good enough, and I think that's true too, but I also think going one step higher and giving a shout out back to you guys is actually pretty cool as well. So as I said, we're going to have that Phantom Forces pack opening up towards the end of the video. Just going to talk a little bit about the channel so far as it is. Now, as of right now, we're a little over the 590 subscriber mark. As I've been saying, once we do hit 600, we're going to be opening up a mythical Pokemon collection. I currently have Jirachi right here. So if we do hit 600 before the next collection comes out, I'm going to be opening this collection box up on the channel with the code card going out in another question of the day to you viewers to participate in. So if you're interested and you're not yet subscribed to the channel, feel free to subscribe and you have a chance to boost the numbers up, get this an unboxing video on the channel, and I've got, you know, regular content. Every Monday is going to be a news update video. Admittedly, there's not a lot of news this week, but usually there's quite a bit of news to give out. I also do TCG Online. I've got the Omega Ruby Wi-Fi battles and Pokemon Blue playthrough currently going on as well. So if you're interested, as I say, feel free to subscribe if you're not already. And the support so far has been really amazing it's been building up over the different, the months that have been going by. And one thing I'm really happy about, I didn't think my Pokemon Blue playthrough would be well received. Like, I didn't think it'd be, rejected or anything, but I didn't know if people would appreciate it as much as I'm hoping that they would, because my idea with Pokemon Blue, as I mentioned in the first few episodes, I'm sure, I'm trying to show everybody where the Pokemon I use in my Wi-Fi battles originally came from, because, this day and age, people can catch Pokemon in their Gen 6 games, they can breed a whole new team, and they're ready to go. I'm specializing in Pokemon that I've actually been raising ever since the first games that could transfer up to the current ones, and those are the Game Boy Advance games. So, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Ruby and Sapphire. That's where my Pokemon originate from, and I mentioned in a Professor Chaz Origins video way back when, which recently I just went back and checked out. Man, I was awkward back then. I'm not super good now, but compared to then, or compared to now, what I was then, it was, to me, cringeworthy. But anyhow, that's where I'm kind of bringing all my Pokemon from. So the reason for them doing the Pokemon Blue playthrough is to show where these Pokemon originally came from, and I'm hoping to build a connection between you viewers and the Pokemon themselves, so that you'll have a little bit more investment in the Wi-Fi battles and try to see how these guys are going to win and everything. So the support's been really good. I've been getting a lot of comments on the playthrough so far. I appreciate everybody who is sticking around, watching everything, even through the boring parts like the grinding and such. But like I said, the support's been great, and of course support on the TCG matches and the Wi-Fi battles have been great as well as these news update videos themselves. So once again, thank you to everybody who is participating and engaging in the channel. I really appreciate it, and I love getting some interaction and feedback with you guys as well. Now, I will mention, I'm not going to get too much into what I did this weekend because I'm going to save that for the actual video on Wednesday. But we did have the Fates Collide pre-release at my local Pokemon League at Heroes Beacon, and a lot of cool stuff went down. As I say, I'm not going to mention a lot of it because I want you to wait until Wednesday when you can check out the actual video footage of the event. But I will just say a nice kind of a touching moment happened towards the end after I was done the filming. So it was my birthday, as I mentioned last week, or this weekend basically, and it was the same day as the Fates Collide pre-release. Near the end of the tournament, I was actually presented with some happy birthday wishes from the league, and they actually presented a nice birthday card as well, with a bunch of assorted foil cards of Pokemon TCG, and I really appreciated that. Like, I didn't know if I wasn't hoping or expecting anything big to be made, and even something as simple as, like, you know, a nice greeting card and just general birthday wishes and stuff, that really touched me. It made me feel really good. Also, at the pre-release, I encountered a couple of new players who came to our league who actually said that they recognized me from my videos, and I might get your names wrong, but I think your names were Talon and Baton, and if that is right, I want to say thank you guys for coming out to the league and saying hi. If I got your names wrong, feel free to let me know, leave a comment, and I can fix that up in next week's video. But I thought it was really cool. It made me feel like I've hit the big time. I'm a YouTuber now. Someone recognizes me from my videos before meeting me. They actually said, after watching all my stuff, I thought you must live in the United States. I didn't even know you were just right here. And I was like, yeah, I just live here in, you know, St. John, New Brunswick. But anyways, the nice birthday card says, with age comes wisdom. With wisdom comes respect. With respect comes honor. And with the senior deal come 2 biscuits and bottomless decaf for $1.99. See, it's a joke about how old I am. That's awesome. Also, I don't drink decaf. I drink hot chocolate. I don't drink coffee at all anyway. But I love this. You know, a lot of people signed the card inside, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to keep this up on my little display shelf back here for quite some time to come. Now, what else do I have to mention? So there's not, like I said, very much news. I was going to see if I can get some TCG information out for you guys today. And other than Fates Collide itself, there's really nothing revealed right now on Pokemon.com. I was going to mention some video game stuff. The Flash Clash online competition actually happened this past weekend, but of course I didn't engage in it because my Pokemon couldn't fit into the format. Plus I was busy with the pre-release, so there's nothing really to mention for that either. I actually did a quick search on the computer on YouTube to see if I can find any videos, and all I saw so far were people preparing for the Flash Clash. So despite the fact that it's based on speed, there doesn't seem to be any quick uploads of the matches themselves anyway. But regardless, there's really not too much to mention. I can only mention a few things from Pokemon Shuffle before we get into the pack opening. So first off, ending on May 3rd, which is next, I believe, Tuesday, there's 3 special stages available. One of them is Keldeo in its ordinary form. It is a water type in this. And there's also Infernape, which is a fire type. So those are a couple Pokemon you can try to capture and, you know, use the right types against them. But also in a timed match, they've introduced Ash-Greninja into the Shuffle game, which is actually pretty cool. As I said last week, I believe, they're starting to incorporate more things like the fusion of Ash and Greninja. Like the Ash-Greninja character is starting to appear in the TCG, and it's now in Shuffle, and it's also in Pokemon Picross. It was revealed quite a while ago in Picross. And so the Ash-Greninja is a time stage, so you have a limited time to get your matches set up, get your damage off, and try to capture that Pokemon for your collection. Now, that is actually basically it. I'm going to open up the pack right now. I'm going to mention a little bit more stuff afterwards, but I thought it's stuff that maybe might be a little bit boring and you might not be interested in it. I want to get to the pack opening as soon as possible. And the first thing first is the question of the day for this pack is going to be, what would be your ideal way to celebrate your birthday? So to enter into the giveaway for the code card I'm going to pull out of this pack, just leave a comment down below in answering that question. Use hashtag QOTD in your comment so I know it's in response to that. And on Sunday, May the 1st, I'll be opening, I'm opening it now. On Sunday, May the 1st, I'll be looking at everybody who left a comment with that hashtag and randomly selecting one of you to receive the code card for TCG Online, which I'll get out of this booster pack in just a moment. Now, my ideal way to celebrate a birthday, I was trying to think about my own answer for this, and there's not really, I don't think big celebration anymore. I used to do things like, I remember one year I went out with a bunch of friends to a place called Jungle Gems, and it's a restaurant which has really awesome food, and I just basically put a blanket invite out there just saying, if anyone wants to show up and hang out, you're welcome to. And I didn't know who all was going to show up. Turned out I had 20 people come, and I was like, the table was so long, people at one end couldn't even speak to the people at the other end, and I thought, this is crazy. So I know some people like to celebrate like a big gathering like that. Some people actually like a more quiet thing, like, one friend with them, just like a more what would you call it, enclosed, or I don't know what the word would be, but anyway, a more personalized, I guess, sort of a hangout. So for me, I think I was thinking about this past weekend, and I was going to make a joke on my Twitter saying, everybody's at PAX East and I couldn't even get there because I'm stuck in this town and stuff, but I thought, you know what, no. After like this birthday card here, and after the amazing event we had at Fates Collide, that was actually my ideal way to spend my birthday this year, hanging out at my Pokemon League with all the players that I've come to know. So that was actually really just an amazing weekend, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Alright, so for your ideal way to spend your birthday, as I say, leave a comment down below, #QOTD, and you're going to get a chance to win this, if I can grab it. Don't want to pinch the cards. This code card. So on Sunday, May the 1st, I will draw one person that leaves that hashtag in their comment in response to that question, and you have a chance to win this code card for your own online collection. Now, I'm going to open up these packs, or sorry, these cards. What I'm actually going to do is try to angle the cards properly, because every time I try to do this from this angle, I never get it right. The cards are always out of view, out of blur, they're out of blur, they're out of focus. But if I hold them right about here, that should be pretty good. So, first up with the commons, we have a Goomy. There's a Pumpkaboo for Night March, not too bad. Here we have a Chansey. And hopefully I don't have too much glare from the light on here. We have a Venonat. And the last common is going to be a Frillish. So next is the uncommons. I'm actually hoping for a Versus Seeker. I've been looking to get some for my decks that I'm putting together, and it turns out those things actually cost a lot of money if you were to buy singles. Lysandre's trump card, you can't even use that anymore. Alright, and we also have a Croconaw. The last uncommon is going to be a Tierno. The reverse foil card of this pack is going to be a Yanma, and the rare of the Phantom Forces is an Exploud. Nothing too crazy in this pack, but I saw an Exploud in Fates Collide, which I will mention once we actually do that video on Wednesday. There's an attack that is pretty insane, where basically it says if the defending Pokemon, how does it say? Something like, at the end of your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon is discarded. Not knocked out, not damaged, it's just completely thrown out of the game. The only way to undo that, of course, is for your opponent to retreat it to the bench, in which case all effects like that will be gone. So that is the pack opening. And again, if you want to have a chance to win that online code card being drawn on Sunday, May the 1st, just respond to that question of the day, which is, again, what would be your ideal way to spend your birthday? Leave #QOTD in your answer to that question, and you have a chance to win that code card for your online collection. Now, as a final closing part to the video here, we've got the code card out of the way and everything, the pack opening. This is the part where if you actually don't want to stop watching, I understand. But I just want to talk a little bit, I'm not the kind of person that will look at a birthday as a time to reflect. I just figure, I look more to the future than the past sometimes. But I found myself actually doing a little bit of self-reflection on not just myself, but the channel as well over this past year. One thing I will say that I feel a little bit bad about, I actually didn't do any sort of 1-year anniversary special kind of highlighting the first time I uploaded a Pokemon video, which I don't remember the exact date, but it was like mid or late March last year. So technically, we're 1 full year into our channel. I actually had a channel before I actually started uploading Pokemon videos. How many more times can I say actually? I don't know. I actually don't know. But anyways, it is past 1 year now, so we are currently into our 2nd year on the channel. And what I want to do is definitely next year, I want to make a note of the date and do something special for it. So I could have actually done, maybe picked up a special collection box to do an unboxing and stuff, but we actually kind of missed it this year. But next year I definitely want to do something like that. I want to start building the channel up a little bit more. Something I like about what I'm doing is I can see myself improving. Like for example, I mentioned the Professor Chaz Origins video, and seeing how awkward I was in that, and just my tone of voice. I can speak with pretty good inflection right now. As you can see, I'm putting a lot of emphasis into it. Back then, I was reading from a script, and I was very slow and quiet, and that was alright for the time, but I actually like seeing how I've improved. And I want to say it is thank you to you guys out there for continuously watching the videos and showing me that you want to see this stuff. it's helping me improve in so many different ways. For example, I look at some of my early Wi-Fi battles, even before I was on the channel, just like the Wi-Fi battles I would play in general, and I wasn't really that good, you know? I didn't really understand what to expect, and I had the mindset back then of, and you can actually see this if you check out the Professor Chaz Origins video. I should put a link in the description since I'm mentioning it, but I mentioned something about I didn't focus on stab. You know, if I had it like, for example, Blastoise, Sheldon, my Blastoise, if I had him, sometimes I wouldn't even teach him a water-type move because thinking, if he's fighting against one of his weaknesses like grass or electric, water's not going to help him. I'm going to teach him ground and ice attacks. Over the over the months that I've been doing the Wi-Fi battles, I've actually become a better battler. I can't speak very well, which is I was going to say I've improved upon, but maybe not. But I have become a better battler in the Wi-Fis, and I'm learning more things like stab is really an important thing because you get that boost of attack power, and like that's just one of the many things that I've learned along the way. Even in the TCG as well. I used to be the kind of person that would put one deck together and just use that one deck because it's got my favorite Pokemon. For the longest time in the unlimited format, I had a deck that focused on my Kanto team, so Shelbert, Pikachu, Squeak, Chirp, Critter, and Rocky, but I also had Charizard EX, Venusaur EX, and Blastoise EX representing Blaze, Sprout, and Sheldon. So I would use that deck a lot, but as I was doing stuff at the Pokemon League and now videos on YouTube, I thought I want to make a standard deck, and I've been improving. And I had a Victory Bell Dragalge deck, which will always be one of my favorite decks, but thanks to doing the videos of the TCG online matches, I have put together, if I can show you, 3 additional decks which are in my Blaziken tin, and I never used to see myself as the person that would have multiple decks, because I like to have that one favorite deck and work towards winning battles with that one. But I now see so many fun strategies out there, and again, I want to say it is thanks to you guys watching the videos, supporting them with your likes and your comments, and giving me reason to do every week another online TCG deck, and it's helping me see new strategies and new fun ways to play the game. So that is another way that I've improved. Something that I do want to do, and I was hoping to have this put together for the 1-year anniversary if I was to do it, is I kind of want to have a nice animated intro and maybe an animated outro, because I think pretty much every YouTuber that I watch now, they have each of those, and I could throw something together. I probably will work towards doing that at some point within the next few months or so, just to like have a almost like a TV series. You know, every TV series has its own TV intro. I'm hoping to do that as well, and I think that's probably all I wanted to mention. Just like I also learned something from this Fates Collide pre-release that I have to keep in mind for the next time I do a pre-release. I don't have a lot of recording space on my phone as it is, so to record all the stuff I need, plus my own pack openings, plus I want to sit down with the players as well and talk about their experiences and the cards that they got, it kind of fills up my camera pretty quickly. So what I want to do is possibly see if I can get like a spare card that I can use to put in the phone, or what I might actually do is just save my own pack openings for when I get home and I can actually transfer files off the phone. Anyway, I'm just kind of rambling about technical stuff right now, but basically what I'm trying to say is, for some reason, although I don't reflect a lot, this birthday has made me sort of look at what I'm doing with the YouTube channel and seeing how far I've come and where I want to go with it. And I think that's actually a pretty good thing. So, I'm just going to end off my rambling now. It's going to end off the video. So, what I'm going to say is, come on back to the channel tomorrow. We have another episode of Pokemon Blue. And if you saw yesterday's episode, you did see that we caught another legendary bird as we try to get through Seafoam Islands. So now what we're going to do is tomorrow, get through those Seafoam Islands and make it to our next destination, which will be Cinnabar Island. Will we make it in time? Who knows? You have to come back and check that out to find out. But the following day, on Wednesday, if you're interested in Pokemon TCG, it is going to be the Fates Collide pre-release video recap that I recorded this past Saturday. You're going to see so many awesome new cards, and just basically talk you over the new format of a pre-release, because it's not the way it was before. You don't get just random booster packs. You get a special selected 22 card pack as well. I'm going to show that all off in the video, and you're also going to have a chance to win the code cards from those packs as well by participating in a second question of the day this week, which will happen in that video. So with all that being said, I want to say thank you for checking out this rather sparse news update video. It was more me talking about, I guess, myself and my channel, which hopefully isn't too boring for you guys. But I just want to say once again, thank you for checking out this video, and I hope to see you back for the remainder of the videos this week as we get into the Pokemon Blue, Fates Collide, and the Omega Ruby battles. This is Professor Chaz signing off. I'll catch you next time.